So the first thing is, and you're going to appreciate this, right? Because of where you come from the, the breathing for energy, mindset and framework, is that you can do all those fancy, you can go, I know there's, medical spas where you can go and pay big bucks to sit on that fancy seat that creates the pelvic floor contractions. And you can do that all day long and it'll help initially. And then unless you keep going, it's not going to do much for you. The number one thing to do is to start to learn how to breathe properly. And if we don't learn that, and there's lots of ways to breathe, okay, don't get me wrong. When it comes to pelvic floor health, it truly is the diaphragmatic breathing that is going to start to, it's almost like giving CPR to your pelvic floor. All right. The reality is that so many of us breathe with the secondary respiratory muscles, the scalenes and the sternocleidomastoids in the neck. And that's why so many of us live with chronic neck tension, TMJ issues, low-grade headaches, because we're using the muscles that are holding up our head to actually breathe. And we don't get down to that mushroom cap or open umbrella shaped diaphragm. So when you understand the anatomy of your body, the diaphragm being the roof and the pelvic floor being the floor of your core, the 4 other abdominal muscles create the cylinder. When you understand that relationship, doing 10 to 12 diaphragmatic breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth in a day will really start to wake up the tissues of the pelvic floor. All right. So that's the very most first simple thing to do. The second step to that is to bring that oxygen-rich, nutrient-rich blood to that area. And so that's where there are certain tools you can use internally to make that happen. I, as a Pilates instructor, I wanted something that was I could throw in my backpack or throw in my suitcase and take with me. And so in a 3-minute experience, if you can bring healthy blood flow to that area, you now create the environment for change. All right. And that's where what a lot of women miss is they want to go directly to the solution before creating the environment for the solution to actually work, or for the efficacy or the length of that solution to actually take hold within the body. So we can do all the breathing we want, but if we have dehydrated pelvic floor muscles, if the fascia is really bound up, if the nerves in that area, can't send the messaging and receive the messaging from the brain, it doesn't really matter. And that's where the Cooch Ball was born. I'm the mom of 3 boys that had all different size little playground balls around our house when they were little. And what I realized was when I sat on the ball and the weight of my body was absorbed into the ball and I breathed diaphragmatically and I could feel the lift of the pelvic floor on my exhale and the lower on the inhale, I was now getting extra biofeedback. And in that 3-minute experience, get off the ball, it feels like the Grand Canyon is now located between your legs. And that's the sensation of a pelvic floor that is like a sponge ready to absorb all that amazing blood flow. So that really is the breath and blood flow are the 2 really important pieces that often are missing.
Hey, this is Ari. I hope you enjoyed this video. And one more thing before you go. Actually, 2 more things. One is if you enjoyed this particular little clip, the link to the full-length podcast is in the description down below. So make sure to check that out. Also, one more thing. Let me ask you a question. What if I could show you how to double your energy levels and dramatically improve your brain function, reducing your anxiety and depression to a degree on par with antidepressant drugs, but without the side effects? Sound pretty interesting? Well, there are, in fact, numerous compounds that can do this, that have been shown to do this. And I'll take you through just a few of these very briefly. One of them is rhodiola rosea. And this has been shown in studies, rhodiola rosea extract in people with stress-related fatigue and exhaustion to cut their levels of fatigue and brain fog in half in less than a month. Just this one compound. There's another compound in my formula Energenesis called NT factor phospholipids that's been shown to help repair mitochondrial membranes and mitochondrial health to the level of healthy 29-year-olds taking people with deteriorated mitochondria who are over the age of 65, restoring it to the level of healthy 29-year-olds. And that has been shown in numerous studies in various types of chronic fatigue, aging-associated chronic fatigue, obesity-related chronic fatigue syndrome, to increase energy levels by 30 to 45% in the span of 4 to 12 weeks, depending on the specific study. So dramatic improvements in a very, very short period of time. Two more compounds that are amazing, I highly recommend, that are in my formula Ultra Brain, along with Rhodiola rosea. Saffron extract. This has been shown to increase levels of, improve your mood, I should say, and decrease levels of depression on par with fluoxetine, which is Prozac. And not only that, but with fewer side effects. It's much safer and much less likely to cause negative effects than antidepressant drugs are. Acetyl L-carnitine is another compound that's been shown to dramatically improve brain health in older adults. It also improve energy levels in older adults with chronic fatigue by between 40 to 50% in just the span of 2 to 4 months. And the last thing I'll mention here is acetyl L-carnitine has also been compared to antidepressant drugs and been shown, like saffron, to be as effective as antidepressant drugs in combating depression, but without the harmful side effects that so often occur with the drugs. So this is just a small sampling of the over 35 compounds that are in my formulas, Energenesis and Ultra Brain, that are all proven to dramatically improve energy levels, mitochondrial health, and brain health, and much, much more. And I highly recommend that you go check these out. If you're struggling with depression or anxiety or brain fog, if you're struggling with stress-related exhaustion and burnout, if you're struggling with chronic fatigue, go check out these formulas, give them a shot. I promise you are going to be blown away by the results. And like I said, the science has already proven that these things work. So you don't have to just take my word for it. There's lots of research to support that, and I'll even link to some of that research down below so you can verify everything that I just said for yourself. So the links to those studies will be in the description for this video down below. So check them out. Check out the formulas on theenergyblueprint.com. Again, Energenesis is the mitochondrial formula, and Ultra Brain is our brain formula. Check them out, try them out, and I think you're going to be blown away by the results. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you again soon.